appreciate your honesty. You were owning up to the fact that you would not let the mistake go. You certainly did not face over and over engineers. Should not your young day. Now I got personal mistakes. I want to help you alone. It's like we're stuck with each other. What's important today about this news is that the doubt, the fear associated with it is gone now. You know. I see your emotion. What do you think? I don't think so. There was times that I actually kind of did something.
Hello, I was on mute talking to myself.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah, I always seem to forget that cue when I'm on these calls. Oh, it feels like it's Friday, but it's not, huh? It's like, what, Tuesday?
Yeah, it's only Tuesday.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Me and Crystal have been kind of clucking back and forth all morning.
Yep. Gotta do what we gotta do to keep the business running.
Oh. And Elizabeth, I'll get the recordings done today. I was just getting through all the Monday requests and had some HubSpot technical difficulties. My goodness, I can't speak. So yeah, I'm working on those, and Crystal and I we're working on bringing on our development team. So that's going to be really a way new learning experience, Crystal, once you're able to kind of see more of that. It's one of my favorite things, I swear. Hub Snacks, it's like you're able to build your own website from scratch, but all you have to do is tell them what you want to do. So it's a lot of fun. I don't know.
Looking forward to it.
Alina, the beautiful princess of all princesses. You're on mute, my dear. Oh.
Okay, I said that there's no competition between us princesses. We're all rooting for each other.
Yes, I agree. And how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good. We got home on last week after being evacuated, so that was a very interesting experience. We haven't in our 18-year marriage, we have not experienced anything like that.
Well, yeah, there's a lot to be said. There's planetary moves, and there's just energies in the universe, and I think all of us are going to be in for something we've never experienced before in our entire lives in the next couple of weeks. So,
oh yeah. With the changes that's coming in the political stuff and all, I just swear we're in the time of accountability, and I know exposure, if you will, with all these things happening in the background, and it is really interesting to see how things are going to play out.
Yeah, but with everything's going on around us, we are responsible for our actions, right? We have our responsibility. So we can't say, well, something's happening and I don't have a choice. Like, we always have a choice how we react, and we have a choice on what we do with what's happening, and we have a choice of our own peace of mind and our own soul and our own actions. And I love talking about food because it is something so simple, but it can really change how you feel, how you think, how you act, because food is the building blocks of your organs, of your blood, of your tissue, of your muscles. How you eat affects how you think affects how you feel, and also food affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you think. So those two can be interchanged because of food, and then how you think and feel affects your actions, and how you act affects your whole life.
Yep, absolutely. And I am just finishing up sending all the students text messages, Slacks, WhatsApp, letting them know that you're here.
Sounds great.
Yay. Okay, I think I'm done. Just 94 students alerted.
Okay, great. Well, everybody who's meant to be here will be here. So I always have faith in divine timing. And, I once was invited to teach a class at the very first farmers market that this town had in Florida. And I was asked to teach the very first one on stage at like 9 in the morning or 8 in the morning, like super ridiculous. And like 5 people showed up that early for this farmers market. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to pretend it's 5,000 people. So I'm just going to do my best to present. And I did. I really was like, thing was completely empty except for these 5-6 people. And then the one person came up to me afterwards and she said it was so great. And she was the culinary director at Whole Foods. And she wanted me to come and teach at Whole Foods. So, you never know who's going to be there. Just have to show up, right? So anybody who's meant to be here is going to be here.
Yes, and we're also recording this for students to look back. I
Yeah.
know the holidays are coming up.
We just had summer, and I know it's like so much is coming out. People are already decorating for Halloween. There's already Christmas stuff, and soon there's going to be New Year and Valentine's Day and the next summer. So yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast the world moves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to talk about, I know last time you really dived into the facets of your relationship with food, and you have so much experience with us being exposed to all of your talents in the kitchen and your nutrition, your accountability there, being a health coach. I mean, you're in spirituality, you're in tune with yourself. I like to always make that example with the board members that we're involved with, and how the students can accomplish that by learning from you. And just thank you for being here and sharing your bright light.
Of course. No, I'm here to serve. I'm here to support. And as I said last time, I love questions. So if anybody has questions like, I don't know what I should be eating, or I don't know I should be eating when this happens, or I want to lose weight, or I want to gain weight, or whatever it is, that if you guys have questions, please ask, because that way it's personalized. Like, I really want to know why you are here, why you're taking time of your busy day to be here with us, and I'm here to serve you. So whatever question that may be, small or large, small or big, perfection is not something that I strive for. And so please ask questions. I can talk about anything. I can talk to the wall. I can talk my flowers. I can share with you a couple of things that I talk to my clients about, which I find a lot of people are interested in. So I'll just start talking, Cynthia, if that's okay, and we'll see what questions come up.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that people ask me about a lot, and it's very expensive apparently to go to a person to ask about this stuff, is detoxification. And a lot of times people ask, how do you detox? Do you need to detox? A lot of doctors will say, you don't need to detox. You have your kidneys, your liver, your lungs, your skin. You don't need to detox. It's all bullshit. Can we say bullshit? Whatever. It's okay to say that. It's all BS. You don't need anything. And I will tell you they're 100% correct that you don't need a detox, but you deserve a detox. And here's the thing that people forget about. Yes, we have the lungs that breathe out all the stuff we don't need. Fun fact that we're breathing out pieces of our organs actually that are breaking out as we are creating new cells. And so like we're all exchanging organs as we're breathing stuff out. We're exchanging stuff that we don't no longer need. We recycle other people's stuff. So it's really crazy. Then we have our liver that detoxes stuff. And thank you. And we have our kidneys that we pee stuff out through, and our skin. And that's why we have like breakouts and sweat that we move stuff out. The problem comes is when we entered like 19th, 20th century, when there was so much pollution in the air due to technology. When we entered the industrial age, there became more and more pollution in the air. And so it is getting harder and harder for us because our air is polluted with all kinds of toxins from cars, from industrial stuff, chemicals in the air everywhere. We see chemtrails a lot. For those of you who don't know that, you can Google what chemtrails are. but there's like all kinds of spraying. If you Google how, if Cynthia, if you even want to pull up and like share this picture, if you Google how strawberries are being grown and pesticides, like you'll see these men wearing huge masks and these huge outfits so they don't breathe in the air that they spray with chemicals. Those are chemtrails. Those are chemtrails. They did not exist, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I don't know when they started, to be honest with you. But for the last 20 years, they've been prevalent. But if you look up like strawberries being sprayed, just Google that. It's just people walking, like, just put strawberries being sprayed, not chemtrails, but strawberries being sprayed. Or whatever, like fruit being sprayed. I put strawberries being sprayed. And there's a picture, go to images. Let's see, there's a picture that comes up. There you go. That's the picture, the yellow. Yep. So these men are walking around spraying your food with chemicals that they don't want to breathe in. Okay. And you're supposed to ingest it. You're supposed to eat it. And there's another picture under those yellow men. Like if you go to the right, that one. Yeah. See, like he's just standing there spraying. He doesn't want to breathe that stuff in. And you guys are eating stuff. If you're eating non-organic food, everybody's eating, like, look how much crap goes on that. So that goes into our bodies, all these chemicals. And then if you think, well, you know what, Alina, I actually eat everything organic. I don't eat anything conventional. Well, also there's cross-contamination, because all of that garbage that goes into our non-organic food goes into our soil, and it gets cross-contaminated, because that pollution goes into our water, goes into other crops that are next door to the non-organic ones. Now, there is unfortunately a cross-contamination. And talking about water, there's so much chemical stuff in water. So medicine, people flush down the toilets. Like, there's just so much pollution in anything we eat, anything we drink, and anything we breathe. And if you have your lungs and liver and kidneys that were last updated, I think upgraded in caveman times to detox from the natural pollutants during the caveman times, imagine how much work they have to do now. Like, it is incredible. So it is very important to help your body with the detoxification of those organs, because they are overworking. And here's why you should care about it. For example, if your kidneys are not processing everything they need to, people can get moody, people can have brain problems, brain fog. Like, it can actually get to a point where the kidneys can be so overloaded that a person becomes toxic and they have anger issues. Anger is related to liver too. If a person is very angry all the time, it could be that their liver needs detoxification. And instead of pushing pills or doing things the hard way, you can just do it with food. And the way we do it with food, so I'll just talk about it. Anybody can do it. And the cheapest way to detox is to sleep. Sleeping is cheap and it's easy. And when we sleep, our bodies naturally detox, because nothing is coming in, and the body is like, hurrah, we can detox. Okay. The second one is drinking clean water. I do not recommend ever drinking distilled water that you buy from a store. If it is in a plastic jug, a distilled water will actually pull more plastic stuff, microplastics, into the water, and because it's so clean. And if you want to do distilled water, I recommend distilling it yourself, which my teachers when I went to school would do themselves, but it's a lot of work. So like, I prefer making sure that my water is clean. There is a reverse osmosis. I think, Cynthia, you guys use reverse osmosis water. The dark waters. Like, there's so much, and there's a movie about plastic water, and this is one thing that you guys can easily do to detox, is to stop drinking from plastic water bottles. Stop drinking from plastic water bottles is super important, and here's why. Plastic water bottles are sitting inside trucks and inside storages for months. And if you think about summer months, they're traveling to get delivered, and the trucks are going to be hot. And the heat helps the microplastics release into the water. And that's the worst thing. When you heat up plastic, it immediately gets released. So that's one big thing that if you remove it from your life, if you just do water that's glass bottled, if you do filtered water yourself and fill up your own jug, like I have the, the thermos kind of thing. And that is going to help a lot with detoxification. And forever chemicals stay in the bodies. There's so many new research studies on how many microplastics and forever chemicals are in our bodies, because over time, like I was born in 1980, and when I came to America in 1995, like we didn't know any of that stuff. So I drank from plastic water bottles, even if they stayed in my own car for, for a day being hot. I had no idea. So I had to detox from a lot of that stuff. So that's one thing to also easy to do, is not drink from plastic water bottles. If you think about other things that are plastic, like yogurt or stuff that's refrigerated, like I'm thinking coconut water or whatever, at least those things are cold, so they're not going to be heated. It's still not ideal, but it's in our world, it's hard to not use plastic stuff, like stuff in plastic. So that's why we do need to support our organs, the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, and skin in their work, so they can help detoxify you. And how we do that, that's the question with food. And if you just take one thing away, parsley and cilantro. Just don't overdo it, but those are the easiest things to detox yourself with. And the way you do it is you can put it into a smoothie, you can put it into juice, you can put it in a salad. Oh yeah, Alicia Silverstone did a commercial about, there's plastics and toilet paper. By the way, ladies, like I hope if you're using feminine products that you're using organic ones, please, because not regular ones like Tampax and whatever, always there's plastic. And there's chemicals, there's so many chemicals, and you're putting it in your most like vulnerable place. So yeah, really important. Toilet paper, like Cynthia mentioned, and feminine products, only organic. Even if it's $2 more, like buy it. It's going to be so much, it's so worth it. And yes, so cilantro and parsley is great detoxification. Just don't overdo it. Yes. And there's a question from Alex. Yes, go ahead.
So question, so you say they're like organic feminine products with regards to men. So what brand products are organic?
Let me see. What did I use? I had a friend who had a company, but I can't remember what it was called. There's a company called Cora. If you have a Whole Food, CVS. If you have CVS, they actually say organic, and they come in boxes. They are called, they're chlorine-free. There's a brand, the brand called chlorine-free? Let me see. It's called L Chlorine-Free Ultra. But I don't know what the brand. I think it's is it brand? L Chlorine Free. Yeah, that's the brand. L Chlorine Free. Okay, hold on. Does it show what I'm seeing? I don't know if it shows. If I can show, can I share the screen? No, I don't know how to do it. Okay, but just go to a store. Just Google feminine, organic feminine products. But I know CVS has them. Cora is good. A friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine, had a brand, but I just can't remember the name. But there's so many. There's Natura Care. Like honestly, I just go to Amazon and see what's on sale. That's organic. To put organic feminine products, but especially the ones you put inside your body, super important to have organic because they have chemicals inside. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am.
So, so yes, where were we? Cynthia was making notes. Let me see, where are you with notes? Okay, there it is. Okay, so yes, I think Cora, I just bought those. Yeah, so that's very, very important. Like again, to repeat myself on purpose, because repetition is key, is that stopping and not doing things is one of the greatest things to detox, right? So not using plastics, not in water, not using feminine products and toilet paper if you can. And then another thing is, people might not like it, but honestly, like it saved me time, money, and headache. And it's super, super simple, is to finish eating before 5 o'clock. And here's why. If you finish eating before it gets dark, your digestive system is still the strongest during the daytime. So it can digest more. And then if you don't eat after 5 o'clock, then you can drink hot water. You can do like a veggie broth, like an organic veggie broth, like for $2. You can buy a container or make your own if you have time. But here's the thing. If you are doing just broth, just liquids at night, you're saving money. You're not going out to eat. You're not eating junk outside. And you are giving your body time and space to detox naturally, to do what your body is meant to do. Like, these are the easiest things. And then you eat during the morning. You wake up, you have energy, and you eat. Of course, ideally, I would say eating everything organic, so you don't have those chemicals. But then people say, well, it's expensive. And then I say, don't eat dinner. If you don't eat dinner, if you don't go out, you'll save so much money. So you can eat at home and you can invest in your own health. Because you guys, like, our healthcare system is so messed up. And the best thing to do is prevention. The best way is to take care of yourself. Because and here's why I want to explain to you also why you deserve a detox and why it is important. Our body, think about this, okay? Our body gets whatever food and whatever chemicals, and your body, let's say you eat 3 times a day. And for breakfast, let's say you eat non-organic egg and cheese and bacon, okay? I don't know. Typical Americans do that. I don't, but let's just imagine it. And everything has chemicals, everything has toxins and all that stuff. So the body goes, okay, first I need to digest it. And then second, yeah, exactly. Prevention is better than a cure. Exactly. It's easier too. So you're eating the junk, you're eating the toxins, and you're like, it's fine. I have my kidneys, liver, and my lungs, and my skin. I'll detox everything. But then 4 hours later, you're like, you know what? It's lunchtime. My friends want to go out to eat. I'm going to go eat. Now, the number one priority of your body will be to digest the food you are putting in, and not to figure out what to do with the stuff you just digested and is sitting in your gut from the morning. And here's a cool thing. It takes 24 to 48 hours for the meat products to digest in your system. If you didn't have the time to digest the morning stuff, you're digesting the lunch stuff, but the other stuff is still, it needs to process. Like, you digest it in your stomach. The actual stomach is empty, but the gut, the GI tract is full because it needs to go through the GI tract to all the stuff to properly digest and absorb and cleanse. And then you have dinner on top of that. Your body just doesn't have the time to process those chemicals out of your body. It just overloaded. And so what does your body do? It's very smart. It goes, you know what? I'm going to store these toxins right now because I just don't have the time and capacity to detox. I'm going to store the toxins and get to them later when I have time. And then later when you eat again, you don't have time, you don't make the time, and you just create this cycle where things are left and stored. And this is why people get overweight, because that is your body storing toxins, and the toxins are harmful to your organs. And so your body goes, aha, I'm very smart. I'm going to make sure there's fat cells around it, there's water cells around it. So it's like super, super safe. But then when something happens, it's like the chain is only as strong as its weakest link, right? If you have all these toxins stored, things happen. If you have too much fat in the gut, for example, then your organs will be shifted. Your whole organs are affected, and how your organs are processing everything will be affected. And every single thing in your body will be affected. And when then somebody gets sick, it started a long time ago. It didn't just happen overnight, but it just like the straw that broke the camel's back. So when I say you deserve a detox, you deserve to cleanse, you deserve to do either daily little cleaning like you would do at home, or if you do like seasonal cleaning at home, like your house just gets so messy and you're like, enough is enough. Okay, so that's how I look at detoxification. And I'll give you a couple of tips on what to do besides what I mentioned, cilantro and parsley. Those are super cheap, super easy. I don't recommend getting capsules, by the way. Like the less capsule stuff you use, personally, the better, because your body has to break down that stuff too, like the capsule itself, even though it's not harmful. But if you do too many, it will be harmful. And besides, if you're buying like a bunch of cilantro and you smell it and you like inhale this aroma, that already like starts this process of wellness. Like you think differently when you smell the greens. You're like, it smells so fresh. Your mind, like you start clearing out that fog immediately. And for those of you who don't believe me, think about Thanksgiving dinner. How you feel after Thanksgiving dinner, how you think after Thanksgiving dinner. Somebody tells you, okay, let's go and take care of these problems at work. You're like, oh my God, I can't work right now, can't focus. Your mind is not thinking clearly because Thanksgiving meal is so heavy. But if you drank a smoothie, if you had a salad, you're like, yeah, let's go. And I don't do drugs, but I will tell you, when you do detox, you have so much energy. You're like naturally high. You just feel like, oh my God, like when you do a detox for like 7 days, it just like something clicks, like 5th day, you just like, oh my God, I have so much energy. I feel so amazing because you get rid of all the junk and you are feeling light, and it's incredible. And so I'll give you a recipe if you want to try just like a little bit to kind of dab your fingers into your toes into fingers. I'm Russian, so sometimes I make up words. I'll give you 1 or 2 little detox things that you can try. One thing you can do is a very simple recipe where you take a like a glass like this of water, and then you put a little bit of cranberry juice. I put like a little bit of unsweetened cranberry juice, and you mix in like 2 tablespoons of cranberry juice, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, whole chia seeds. You can buy them on Amazon. And you just mix them up until the chia seeds bulk up, and you drink it in the morning. What I suggest doing before that, actually, so maybe I'll start from the beginning. The first thing I would say, I just thought about the drink, so I went straight to there because I got thirsty. But I'll give you a free, amazing detox recipe. And free not to you to hear, but free for you to make. Hot water, plain hot water, no lemon, no tea, plain hot water in the morning, all day long, just drinking, sipping it. Amazing detoxification. Marche, did I pronounce it correctly? I think you're unmuted. Hello?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, you did. Now, I had a question about the detox. Now, I have been doing some research, and I have did it myself. But the more research I do, they say it's a harmful. You shouldn't take it. So it's called the Arischiothia grandiflora, known as the duck flower. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I'm very hesitant of taking any kind of herb for detoxification for beginners because it can. So think about this. If you're cleansing your house and you are like, okay, I've got all these tools, I got all the best equipment, but you have a lot of junk come up and you don't have place to put it and you don't have the capacity, it can overwhelm the system. So when it comes to supplements, I would say supplements are for people who've already done a lot of regular food and juice-based detoxes. Like I would rather go with food versus supplements at first.
Okay, so that makes sense because I want to say for the first 3 days on that detox, I want to say for the first 12 hours, I did nothing but like puke and was on the toilet, and I was just trying to figure out where did all this stuff come out for. I mean, it did cleanse me out, but the more research I did on it, it did say for experienced people to detox. So that's why I was like, okay, well, how do you know if you're experienced or how do you know if you're not?
Yeah, so I always start first with like food and juice-based detoxes, and I'll explain that in a couple minutes. And then you can add supplements and all this kind of stuff. The thing is, like, you're like, where is stuff coming from? I've done 2 colonics back to back, like one day and another day, and I only drank juice in between, and stuff was coming out. So like we're so full of it. We really are so full of it. Like we have no idea where, like how much stuff was stored. And so when you're doing it really strongly, when you're doing it with the supplements, it pushes everything out. And it can be a lot, and also one other symptom of detoxification is when stuff comes out, you start feeling nauseous, and you can check your tongue. If your tongue is white, like stuff is coming up, and it is a good thing, but also not a good thing, because you don't feel good. And in the first couple of days, when I tell people that when they're detoxing, even with food, to like take it super easy, not do too much, because your body needs a lot of rest and relaxation so it can do the internal processes. But yeah, I would say you'll know that you experience detoxification person when you can do like a couple of days of juices, and not sweet juices either, but like green juice with no sweetness, or you can do like a couple days of water, and you don't feel like throwing up. But even water cleanses is super advanced. I feel like you don't want to just jump in, because with any detox, you have to go into it very slowly. You go with food, whole food, then you with no animal proteins, then no animal byproducts. Then you go from whole food to blended food, from blended food to juice, from juice to water, and then you come out slowly to get your digestive tract working. Like it's a whole process. But you can do a little bit to support your organs now, so they detox daily a little bit, but not overwhelming.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Because I didn't even know it was steps to it. I just thought when you detox, that's what you just do. You just jump into it. But to hear that you have to gradually ease your way into it, that is new to me. So I did learn something today. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Okay, and we have Mana.
Hi, yes.
Hi.
So I wanted to go back to the chia seeds. So I recently started eating these Mama Chia prebiotic pouches from the store, just because they taste good, and I thought that maybe they'd be beneficial. But I was wondering if you knew why chia seeds are so beneficial for us.
Yeah, of course. So I was gonna get to it in a minute, so let me talk about it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, a good question. So okay, so let me just repeat something that I said earlier, and then we'll get to the chia. So the one thing you can start with, and I'm just giving you, like, don't do everything if you don't want to. Just take one thing that I said and just try it. But one thing that's super easy and super free, and it has amazing benefits on so many different levels, is plain hot water. No lemon, no ginger, no tea, nothing. Plain hot water. And not room temperature water, but hot, like the way you drink coffee. Not like boiling hot where you burn yourself, but like if you imagine drinking tea without the tea. Here's why it's so important. Hot water on empty stomach and during the day. When you're drinking hot water, your body does not go, oh, lemon juice, because a lot of times we say, oh, drink lemon juice water. No. Lemon starts the organs, starts the digestion process. If you drink plain hot water, it does not start the digestion process. It starts the detoxification. It's literally just plain water cleansing your body. And when I do this, it's because when we drink hot water, we don't go hot water. It's hot. We drink, sip, goes down. Sip, goes down. It starts to move your lymphatic system. Now, lymphatic system is the biggest fluid system in your body. It's 75% of your fluid in your body is lymph. 25 is your blood. Blood is what brings nourishment to the cells. Lymph is what takes the garbage out. When cells have, when they make a new cell, there is cell waste, cellular waste, and whatever toxins, whatever we don't need, everything goes through the lymph system, and the lymph system empties everything out through kidneys, through liver, through sweat. So hot water without anything moves your lymphatic system, and you'll be amazed. Like, you'll go to the bathroom first thing in the morning after drinking hot water. There we go. Liver detoxification, the colon gets rid of stuff. Already started the process. So very important, plain hot water in the morning. Wait 30 minutes before you eat anything, drink anything. And if you want to take it to another level, hot water during the day. Just sipping hot water. Like, you'll be amazed how powerful this is. And it's free. It's water. That's it. Okay. So then the chia seeds is a question. And I love those Mama Chia pouches. And the only challenge with those, you have to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. The reason why I like my detox drink, so it would be 2 tablespoons of chia, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of cranberry juice, unsweetened, and then fill it up with water. Make sure that it sits there for like 15 minutes. You get the chia seeds separated so that they are bulky, and then you drink it. Chia seeds are really rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These are anti-inflammatory fatty acids that are really, really good for our bodies, especially when so much pollution is in our ecosystem that creates inflammation. Stress creates inflammation. Chia seeds are anti-inflammatory. So that's one of the number one things. I will say number one of the top 3 things. The other thing is that chia seeds have a lot of fiber. And so fiber moves stuff out of our bodies. It's really good to go to the bathroom. But if you don't let them bulk up, if you don't drink enough water, they can get stuck in the way that they bulk up in your colon, and they make you feel full, but they don't move stuff. So very important to hydrate. And I think chia seeds also have some protein, but not too much. But the two main things is fiber and omega-3 fatty acids. That's what chia seeds are very good for. And they cleanse us out. And speaking of little pouches, if you are a beginner detoxification enthusiast and you decide to do this cleanse, I'll tell you a very simple one, like super, super beginner one. And it doesn't involve like any cooking. I will tell you, it's not the most environmentally friendly. But if you're going from eating junk food and not being eco-friendly already, you will just step up. It's a very, very, very beginner, like super beginner. Okay. You can make this food if you want, what I'm about to tell you, or you can buy it. If you make it, then it's going to be eco-friendly. Okay. If you buy it and make it easy, it's not eco-friendly because it's packaging. So here's how the detox goes. You drink hot water in the morning, plain hot water, nothing else. You wait, then you drink the chia, cranberry, lemon juice. And the reason why I recommend the chia with lemon juice and cranberry juice is because together, the fat and the acid starts to make your liver detoxify. It helps your liver detoxify. And it's a really easy, simple little liver flush. But it's not huge. It's not like that big liver flush where you drink like half a cup of olive oil and half a cup of lemon juice, and then you drink it. That's intense, and I've done those many times. Do not do that. But I mean, you can do it if you are inexperienced and you do it the right way. There's a whole protocol. But this one is very simple. A little bit of chia, a little bit of lemon juice, cranberry juice, water. It just helps like a gentle detox. Okay. And the rest of the day, you eat baby food. It is seriously the easiest thing. Organic baby food, if you can get it in glass, it's better. If you do it in those plastic pouches, not ideal, but better than junk food. And if you do it yourself, of course, it's the best option. But here's why. Baby food, especially like those green pouches, like they have kale, pear, and spinach, I think. The one I like. I can't remember exactly. I think it's kale, spinach, and pear. I love those. I actually travel with those when I'm driving. I love those little ones because if I'm on the road, I have to bring something. I have to bring something in packaging. I have to bring something in plastic if I didn't cook. If I'm traveling out of town, I'll go and just buy that for me. It's really easy. But honestly, you guys, like baby food, detox, organic. And then you want to ease into it slowly. You want to make sure you don't eat any animal products, animal products and byproducts for a couple of days, and then you don't do anything too heavy. Like you really want to reduce your grains, your beans, like eating mostly vegetables for like a day, and then you go into baby food, before that, after the chia seed pudding, chia seed pudding drink. And for dinner, you can have like a bone broth. No, bone broth we won't do for detox. A veggie broth, or if you want to make it yourself, or you can buy it in a container. It's up to you, whatever's easiest. But just drinking hot beverage at night is really good. And then you just repeat it for a few days. Just do baby food, the chia drink, and the broth. You can do blended soup if you want, like a hot blended soup, but again, with no animal products. And then you come out it the same way. You stop it, and then the next day you just do cooked veggies that you eat and actually chew. And then you do, you introduce your beans and your grains, and then you introduce animal byproducts first, like dairy if you do it, and eggs. And then if you do regular animal protein, continue on. But I cannot stress it enough to make sure that you use organic, whatever you use, because especially animal proteins and animal byproducts, non-organic, have so much junk in them. And it kind of defies the whole purpose of detox, because like you're retox. But baby food is honestly one of the best ways to detox, especially if it's a green baby food, especially if it's organic baby food, especially if it's homemade baby food. But even those little pouches, like on Amazon, you can buy a whole box and they have like a variety pack, and you just do that. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys make homemade, but these are students and you guys are on a budget, and I want to make suggestions that are going to be simple and not deviate too far from where you already are. So like if you're eating regular food that's not organic, then say, hey, why don't you go make your own food from scratch from organic ingredients? It's going to be really hard to make that jump. But if you just go and like, oh, I can go on Amazon and look up organic baby food, make sure it has green stuff in it, kale and spinach. If you want to take it even a step further, you can do a little bit of chlorella and a little bit of spirulina. Those are really great greens that I love to detox. Yeah, so like I wanted to, what I specialize in is my company's name is Couture Nutrition, and couture means tailor-made, and made for the body, made for the lifestyle of the person I'm working with. And so when somebody comes to me and they experienced detoxification, not students, but clients, as like, for example, I'm doing one detox tomorrow for a client. Like we will do juices freshly made, like with bok choy and kale and lemon and ginger and parsley. And she will have smoothies that have cilantro and banana and wild blueberries and spirulina. And then we'll make a soup ourselves with broccoli and coconut milk and hemp seeds, so she can have something heavy in the beginning of the detox. And then the meat of the detox will be just juice. She's just going to do juice all day, like no anything else, just juice and broth, veggie broth at night, and the cleansing drink in the morning, and she's going to do the hot water. But in the advanced stages of the detox, it will be first you try to detox with your regular food, just doing the hot water and the chia drink in the morning, and then you graduate and you do the baby food, where you do some cooked veggies, then you do the baby food, then you do cooked veggies, and then you do blended food where you blend things yourself. You make your smoothies, you make your soups, everything organic. And then the next level is when you go cooked food, blended food, juice, and you don't do like sweet juices. And then you come back out of it the same way with blended food, cooked food, veggies, and then come out. And then the top detox is where you do the same juice and then you go to water. You do water only for a few days, but that is very intense, and you really want to prepare yourself for that. It's definitely very advanced to just do water fasting, and then you come out of it also like very slowly, very gently. You don't want to go and cleanse and then like, oh, I'm gonna go eat a burger. Like it literally defies the whole purpose. and it actually can be harmful, because if you go from something clean to something really toxic, your body will be in the shock, like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, I've been relaxing. It's like you're on vacation, and then you come back from vacation and your boss gives you like the biggest assignment there is, and you're like, oh my God, can I please ease into it? That's the same way. And speaking of which, when you think of detoxification, I want you to think of it as your body is your employee, okay? And you're the boss, and you tell your body, hey, I'm giving you a vacation, like a staycation. You don't have to do any of these projects. You don't have to digest anything. You don't have to figure out what to do with these toxins. You have the staycation. You can do whatever you want. And the body goes, I'm going to clean house. And that's what your body does. It's not a punishment. The detox is never a punishment. We don't go, I just ate chocolate cake, so I'm going to detox because I'm such a bad person. I'm going to punish myself. No, you go, you know what? I ate so much food and I feel so heavy. I really deserve a little break from digestion. I deserve a little bit of a vacation where I get my nutrients, but I get them in a way that I don't need to work so hard on processing. And then you do the detox because you love yourself so much. Again, to go back to what I said in the beginning, nobody needs a detox. We deserve a detox because of our pollution in the air, our pollution in the food. We are working, so we're so overworked. And if you ever have brain fog, if you feel tired, if you feel sluggish, a detox is an amazing way to give yourself energy back. And I remember I did my very first detox where I didn't eat for like, I think it was 6th day. I was just drinking the juice, and my boyfriend at the time and I had a fight, and he's like, wow, you have so much energy for someone who hasn't eaten for 6 days. And I was like, oh my God, isn't it wild? Like, you have so much energy. You get so high. Again, I don't know drugs, so I don't know what high on drugs would feel like. But I imagine it's just this clarity. You're like, oh my God. You wake up and you're like so refreshed. You feel so good. So those are my biggest suggestions for detoxification. And I want to also say one thing of when not to do a detox for anybody. Okay, very important when not to do a detox. For women, I would never do a detox a week before your cycle starts, because your body needs food, your body needs energy. Doing a detox before is going to be really, really hard on your energy, and I would not do it. I would not do detox when it's cold outside and when it's stressful, because when you're detoxing, your body's temperature will drop and you'll be so cold. So like, I would not do a detox in the middle of the winter in Alaska. I like to do detoxes when it's warm outside, when it's pleasant, and when it's aligned with the cycle. So you don't want to do it do not want to do it in a luteal stage of your cycle, only in follicular and ovulatory. Follicular, I think, is the best one to do it, like right after the menstrual one ends. But just, yeah, girls, be very, very careful. You really want to give yourself food and rest. So important to do it before the period starts. So do not do the detoxing then. And don't do detoxing if you're exercising a lot, because if you're exercising a lot, your body needs energy, your body needs fuel. And if you're like, oh, I'm going to detox and go play boxing, or not play boxing, do boxing, your body's just, you're going to wear it out. So do it gently. It's a relaxation for your body to process all the things that you need to do, and not to stress yourself too much. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Very insightful.
Yeah, I've done so many detoxes, you guys. I've done, I will tell you, I will also share something else personal because it's important. Do not ever do detox because you are not liking yourself. You're like, oh, I hate myself, how I look, or I'm so fat, I need to lose weight. Like, don't ever do that. You cannot hate yourself into health. and happiness. And I remember when I did a detox, when I was like, oh my God, I need to lose weight. And it was like Father's Day weekend. So I was drinking this lemon, lemon, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup concoction. And I missed Father's Day brunch. I went, but I just sat there, I didn't eat anything. And then I got traveled, and I was like, I'm so brave. I'm not doing anything. I'm just drinking my juice. And I did it for 10 days. And I lost, who wants to guess how much weight I lost in 10 days? That's correct, 1 pound. 1 pound of 1 pound for 10 days of not eating anything. I just drank a lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup. I did not lose any weight, 1 pound, and I was so miserable. I was miserable during the whole time, and I was miserable after I got the result because I was like, I just did all of this for nothing. Because I didn't love myself, and then self-love has to come first. But if you want to detox on regular basis during the day, drinking the hot water, drinking the cranberry chia drink, those things can just daily help you detoxify, just daily little helpers. But if you want to do like a full-on detox, do not do it to punish yourself. Please do not do it to change yourself. It's really to love yourself. It's really to give yourself a vacation. Yeah. Do you want to add anything, Cynthia?
I mean, you've very much touched on many levels of detox that I had not, like the water. I think you mentioned a little bit before on our previous call, and that definitely makes sense to stimulate the lymphatic system. And I have a craniofacial condition, so a lot of people born with my condition have feeding tubes, and so I've come to learn that eating, very soft foods, maybe, some mashed potatoes or, like you're talking about baby food, your digestive system is so sensitive, even more sensitive in my position, when you could, eat soft foods and liquids and, you know, it does make a big difference, especially with veggies and I like to saute. So I'll just take a pan and put like sliced mushrooms and kale and dandelions, and I just kind of go at like a little bit of everything, and I don't have to like smear it with sauce. I'm pretty weird with just being able to eat it by itself.
Yeah.
But I know everybody's different, so figuring out what works for you is going to be key, and just sticking to those. What do they call it? Like the outer ring concept.
Yeah. You really want to do just one little step towards it. You don't want to change your whole life immediately because it's going to be not sustainable. And somebody asked about, did green tea help in detox? So I will tell you something that is really upsetting to me. Do not ever drink green tea from a bag, because bags are sprayed with plastic, even if they're paper bags, and they're gonna put all the microplastics back into the hot water. So it's really, really sad. So with that, if you can get green tea that's loose, make sure it's not from China. It's not sprayed. It's like so many obstacles. Anything you look at is like, oh my God. But yes, green tea, I would say, is a good idea. I like it decaffeinated personally, and I like it loose. And then I put it in one of those little, tea strainers, and I drink it that way. But personally, I drink decaf green tea. Yeah, it can help. I have not seen a huge difference personally. I feel like food is a bigger thing. How you eat every day. Hot water will make the biggest, like, it's the biggest bang for $0. For your $0 you'll get the biggest nutritional bang. How long should we let the chia seeds in before we drink it? Like 15 minutes. You'll see them bulk up. And what you can do is, sorry if it's loud. It's a plane flying. A helicopter. What I would do is, in the past, I take glass bottles, like 5 glass bottles, if you like the drink, and you just make it in advance, and then you drink it for the week. And by the way, so you guys know where this detox is coming from, I created a program called DL Revamp in 2015 that was named #1 best diet for 2015 in Harper's Bazaar, and People Magazine called it #1 best diet. So like I know what I'm talking about. I created several detox plans for clients' companies, and we sold this. And what we did for that revamp program before it was sold to another company, we did the 5 days detox program, and every day we had the bottle with a chia drink. And when we would make it for clients, we also had it for ourselves because it was like so good. But I just kind of invented it because I saw so many different things that were talked about, having fat and lemon juice together, and I was like, oh, this works with this drink. But yeah, having it as a prep it in advance so you don't have to wait 15 minutes every time, but it's 15 minutes. Yeah. And Cynthia, you put a link. What was that link? Oh yeah, that's the diet. Yeah, it was so fun. We created this food detox. So it was a food detox, and it was recommended hot water in the morning, and then the detox drink, and then we had salads and veggie bowls, and then we had juice and food bowls and all kinds of stuff. But it was a lot of it was a lot. It was a great program. Yeah. So I know quite a bit of detox because I've done it myself so many times, and I've seen what works and what doesn't. But honestly, your feminine cycle has a lot to do with it, because I don't want anybody to try the detox and be like, Alina, it didn't work. If you did it right before your period, like, it's not going to work. Your body is not going to want to detox, and you're working against your body. You got to work with your body. And also, when you don't like yourself, you're like, oh, I'm going to push myself into detox. Your body's not going to like it either. But it's like, hey, honey, darling, I love you so much. And then that's you speaking to your body. Let's do detox because we want to feel so much better. And then you do that. So, yeah. Let me know if you guys have any more questions before we finish.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree with giving yourself more love, and it may sound kind of weird to do that, and maybe not conventional in the eyes of everyone, but when you do kind of go in a new direction of accepting and loving yourself, it's very rewarding. And so I love how you brought that up. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to tell you, if you, not you, Cynthia, but you guys and everybody, the way to love yourself, if anybody has a problem, if anybody has a challenge, loving yourself, I have a book, Single and Hungry, and I'll tell you one exercise in that book, how to love yourself. And if you don't feel like you like yourself even, write down 5 things that you appreciate about your particular body parts. So, for example, I appreciate my feet because they make me go from place A to place B. I appreciate my eyes because they help me see. I appreciate my eyelashes because they don't let the dirt go into my eyes. I appreciate my fingernails because I can pick stuff up, and I appreciate my lungs because I get to breathe, and then you start going and adding more things, and then you just keep rereading that list every day. So I just appreciate it. I don't have to love it, but I appreciate it. And then over time, just be like, you know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like my teeth. Like, I like them. They're cool. Like, they're chewing my food. I like them. And then you go like slowly into liking, and then you can start slowly going into loving after that. The cool thing about it is that you just get to choose. Like, there's no reason to love them, but you get to choose them. You're like, yeah, appreciate them, so why not like them? Why not love them? Just because. Why not? Why the heck not? And you can also try, like, the first time I looked at myself in 2007 this way, I was like, I couldn't find like one thing that I liked about myself, like not one. I was like, so down on myself. And then I thought, okay, what do people say about me? So that's another tool. What do people say? People say, oh, you have nice eyelashes. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have nice eyelashes. Okay, I'm gonna put my eyelashes as I like my eyelashes. And then people say I have nice hair. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, all right, I'll take that. And you just, or you can ask your friends, like, what do you like about me? And it doesn't have to be just the body parts. It can be, it's just easier to do the body parts if you're looking at yourself, but you can do, what do my friends like about me? Like, I guarantee your friends are not going to be like, I'm your best friend because you have the best thighs. Like, no, your friends are going to be like, oh, I love you because you have such a big heart. I love you because you're so kind. I love you because you're so funny. I love you because you're so, have dry sense of humor or whatever. Or I love you because we can gossip about people and you don't judge me. Ask your friends, why do they like you and why do they love you? And just make a list and reread that list. And then slowly, you'll be like, yeah, why not? What's not to love? Why not? But it really starts out with appreciating basic body parts. It does start there because you can't be like, well, I really appreciate my sense of humor. Like, do I really appreciate my sense of humor? What? I don't really care about my sense of humor. Or like, do I appreciate this about my character? Nah, I don't know. But if you go like, appreciate my feet for carrying me, appreciate my arms for picking up this glass, like that's very concrete. I appreciate it. And then you can start liking it. Then you call your friends, ask them what they like about you, not outside, but inside. And that's how you start loving yourself, by loving it just because you choose to. So that's that.
Thank you so much, Alina, for
You're welcome.
your valuable time here, and you're so loved and appreciated, and thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Okay, any more questions, and then we'll let you go about your day, and look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, I love doing this. I love teaching. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm finishing a book right now that I wrote on how to recreate yourself. If you don't know who you are, if you want to not even recreate it, but create yourself, that's what the book is about. So I'm really excited to share that hopefully soon.
Wow. And then we can all access the books and everything that you mentioned on the website, right?
It's on this one, Single and Hungry. You don't have to be single, but it's about being hungry, and it's about food and self-love, because those two things are very intertwined. And trust me, I've gone through a lot of self-loathing, and I will just brag a little bit that right now, if I don't like something about myself, I'm like, oh well, whatever, and then move on. Like, I just don't stick with it. I was like, yeah, I'm a bitch today. Okay. Oh yeah, it's the 15th day of the month. It's my bitch today. And then just move forward. Like, I even told my boyfriend that when we first met. He asked me if I'm always so nice. I'm like, twice a month, not so nice. Leave me alone. Like, nobody funny, everybody ugly, And then like, I accept that. Like, it's really such a joy to look at yourself and be like, yeah, I'm a bitch today. I look like shit today. Okay. And then you don't judge it. You just kind of, I still love myself, even if I'm all those things. And if I can get there, so can you.
I
So
love how authentic you are. Thank you so much for sharing, Alina. You're a gem.
thank you. Thank you, guys. Now, reach out to me if you have any questions. You know where to find me, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Alina. Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you.